couple more things on the checkup here. I'm just going to combine them, and then we're going to say which one we would want to talk about first. Harry Potter, speaking of my IP, TV series will be filmed in the same studio that the films were made in. Over 32,000 kids have auditioned for the roles already. And that's talking about probably all Hogwarts students, talking about the big three, Hermione, Ron, and Harry, Draco. I can't wait to see who they cast as Draco Malfoy. Apparently, like Mark Rylance apparently was in talks to become Dumbledore in this TV series for HBO. Papa Asidu, who's an actor I'm not very familiar with, has been offered the role of Severus Snape in the TV series. A lot of just hype coming in for Harry Potter. And then the second tandem piece of news, Viggo Mortensen has been asked to return as Aragorn for the Hunt for Gollum movie in theaters 2026. Ricky, where do you want to start?
We got to talk Harry Potter.
Let's do Potter. What do you think?
I think this is big.
Do you think like the acting, like the potential casting?
No, not the actual casting, but just the overall landscape around Harry Potter from what you read out.
Let's start here. Why do you think it's big?
So when Mark Rylance got rumored to play Dumbledore, that's not looking as good right now. Can we agree on that before I go on?
Whether he's going to play the role?
Yeah. That doesn't look as solid.
When you hear like they're in talks and then there's nothing like immediate, that's usually a bad sign that talks fell through or it's not going to happen.
So he's obviously an Oscar winner, big time actor. To hear the next casting news be with Papa Asidu, I can't pronounce that first name, not a pronunciation guy. And he's like pretty good. He's a good British actor. He's been nominated for an Emmy for that Michaela Cohen show. I May Destroy You. So like he's a legit actor. So this is no disrespect what I'm about to say because he's a good actor. He's in that Black Mirror episode Gap. That's really good. But here's the problem. We go from Mark Rylance, very well known, established actor, one of the best actual like good at their job actors.
Oscar winner.
Yeah, to this for a role in Severus Snape that was played by Alan Rickman, who's also, rest in peace, an all-time actor. That's a huge, no disrespect, step down. That's a problem. I honestly think it's a problem. That is right? Are you not thinking the same thing?
Well,
because Snape was like, if you think through Harry Potter, like the Snape character, Alan Rickman, Dumbledore, Richard Harris, Michael Gambon. You have these, Now Mark Rylance, he would have been that similar type of casting, but then it seems like he's backing out, and now we're getting a TV actor coming in here. That is not what I wanted to hear.
My take on this is that there's going to be controversy over a lot of these castings, not just because like this Papa Asidu actor is black compared to like Alan Rickman is white in the books, like Severus Snape white. So I think there's going to be people talking about more of it's impossible to fill these shoes. Can you imagine someone else playing Severus Snape that is not Alan Rickman, that had that type of cadence in the role, that was so perfect for the role and so synonymous with Severus Snape? This is going to be nonstop. And then when it comes to like Dumbledore, and it's like you have a casting like Mark Rylance where it's like it's not Richard Harris, but or Michael Gambon, but it's close enough. And if he says no, who's going to like that seems so picture perfect. There is no one that is going to be like, yep, perfect casting Papa Asidu as Severus Snape because Alan Rickman was so amazing. Rest in peace. Like this is going to be nonstop. The only thing it's like, even with Harry, it's like Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter. There's so much pressure on this kid who's stepping in to play Harry Potter. And 32,000 like people auditioning. We're doing hockey tryouts right now. It's like we have to make a selection from like 36 kids. Can you imagine choosing one from 32,000 or whatever the thousands are that want to play Harry Potter? It's impossible to pick people that are so connected, that are so sticky to these characters. It gives me almost like it's impossible to live up to the films. It's impossible. So that's why it's like the series. I get it. It's a TV show. You can go deeper into the books and carry all these Easter eggs, and like you can do things that you never thought you could do. Tell different tangent stories with these characters, but we've seen it before, and we love the actors that played these characters. It's an impossible bar for this new series to meet.
You're right, and I just go back to the Papa Asidu. Like he's a good prestige actor, TV actor, right? So this isn't like, I'm not saying this is a bad casting. I just thought we were gonna go after the movie guys, like the established big time movie quality actors. So I still think this is a good casting, as in British actor, and he's obviously very good, even though in limited roles in his career so far, very small scope. But I just thought we were going to go after the Mark Rylances. I thought we were going to go after those guys, and it seems like is it a problem with the draw of the project, and maybe with what you're saying, trying to live up to this actual film series, or it's just not good enough, or is it just HBO or Max, whatever, Warner Brothers, whoever's behind this, really, they're just trying to say, you know what, this is a TV show. Let's get TV actors, similar to what the Penguin did, like with a Michael Kelly.
Yeah.
So is it more like that? So again, spin zone there for HBO, but I saw that news and I started having questions. First time with this show.
I was also wondering how different is the show going to be? Like, how different? How much more story are you going to tell? I know J.K. Rowling's here, who obviously is the constructor of the Hogwarts world, so in the wizarding world, very much like trusted hands, and Warner, what's called HBO is not like wavering from having her on the show, despite like everything that's gone on with J.K. Rowling and the transgender stuff. I just wonder how much new stuff they're going to be able to do. It's just, and it's just going to be, it's people have such a connectivity to the movies. How are they going to be like, this is better? No one, as I would say, it's better than the movies.
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate here again. I think you'll get the hardcore book lovers are going to say they like it better because you're going to go deeper into so many storylines they didn't get into. And sorry, they're going to go into so many other storylines they didn't get into, and then go deeper into a lot of the storylines and little things from the books, which I also I love the books. I think is awesome, and these books were meant to be a series. So I think you're going to have that fan base be really strong and loud
Right.
and saying this is awesome. So I'm not really worried about that. I have a question. Last thing with this for me: 32,000 kids audition for these lead roles, right? And like these kid projects, a lot of kid actors don't really make it big, right? So two questions. One, does any of them kind of get over that hump like Daniel Radcliffe like is trying to do right now, like trying to get over the Harry Potterism, like he's Harry Potter, he's not Daniel Radcliffe. And then two, is this going to be HBO? What are they famous for, especially with kids or like younger actors? Not necessarily the stars, but the kids around them or the other young actors around them. They become big. A show I think of is Band of Brothers. Yeah, like Tom Hardy in there. You have James McAvoy in there in very small, minor roles. You have a lot of those type of kids in a Harry Potter like series. So my second question is, can we potentially see that with this show?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's because when this kid becomes Harry Potter, people are going to say you're not Harry Potter. that's so he can do other stuff. Like, you're not Daniel Radcliffe, who is Harry Potter. This kid will be like, you're the guy trying to replace the guy who is Harry Potter. And he's also young. So it's not like I don't think he's going to be making a zillion different projects, when he's not doing Harry Potter. Like, he'll be this guy for a while. I don't know how many seasons it's going to go. But by the end of it, maybe he's like 18 years old, and I feel like he's going to have his whole future ahead of him. Daniel Radcliffe is, once again, impossible to fill those shoes. He's not going to have the same type of, I think, struggle, honestly.
I agree with you that because Daniel Radcliffe already has that mantle of like, I am Harry Potter. It's similar to like, it's not Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill, but like, because Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker, you know?
Yeah, that kind of is
And
a good comp.
he is.
He had to find
But
a new slant, He had to
yeah,
go voice Joker and do other voice animated roles. He's good in The Wild Robot, by the way. But Mark Hamill is, I think, a really good comp to Daniel Radcliffe. And I mean, would we be shocked? Think about Mark Hamill returning as Luke Skywalker eventually. The Cursed Child. Did we just get Daniel Radcliffe return as Harry Potter?
one day I could see
Yeah,
that one day. But
yeah.
I guess my final thing related to this is that I think Daniel Radcliffe, this kid, like he'll be more viewed as like, I don't know, like some kids will say, "Oh, you're Harry Potter, you're my Harry Potter." Similar to like with superheroes, like you're
Well,
my
okay.
Batman. I think some like when this eventually comes out, like some kids will like say like you're my Harry Potter, and like we do with the Batmans, like the Spider-Mans. It won't be to the same effect, and won't be for a while. But I do think we'll have some of that. But Second thing is if this falls apart, then you're the kid. You're for the rest of your life probably. You're the kid that couldn't be Harry Potter.
Yes, or the kid will just be unable to live up to the expectation. If it falls apart, it won't be on the kid because the kid's so young. I don't think
Yeah.
think that'll be as much of a thing. But I
Well,
think
hey, well, I do think it will be a thing. Think of Anakin, young Anakin. Kid
yes,
quit acting.
but
And now we're in social media era?
but this guy will have like a foundation. He'll know, like he'll have J.K. Rowling next to him. I know George
Hey,
Lucas
George
was
Lucas.
yes, but like it's Anakin we saw young for the first time. You know, we knew who Darth Vader was, but we had never seen an Anakin before. Really, we saw obviously his face in Return of the Jedi, but we had not had a young version that you can like have what's it called, a target. You know, it's just like have like an idea of what the character would look like. That was like the first time we saw Anakin. But I think what you make a good point. It's interesting. I think the series is going to be formidable. I think it's going to be good, right? I think it's going to be interesting to see how they do it differently, more in depth than what the movies were. But it's similar to like us, people our age, claiming the prequel trilogy, and that's their Star Wars trilogy. People might be doing that with Star Wars. I mean, excuse me, Harry Potter, where they like the show is their version. They claim it, you know? So I can see that.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.